You have only a very short moment left to listen to what I am placing before you. For there is a call from the holy place, reaching toward you with all love and urgency. Do not rush past it. Do not let your mind run elsewhere. And do not treat this as an ordinary message among the countless sounds of the world. There are moments in life that do not come to satisfy curiosity, but to save you from weariness, lift you out of hidden sorrow, and remind you that you are still seen, still loved, still called by name before me. I am speaking to you with the voice of a merciful Father, gentle yet solemn, because what I am about to place into your heart cannot be taken lightly. This is a moment of divine intervention, a small door opening in silence so that my peace, freedom, and light may enter the places within you that were once covered by tears. My beloved child, I am your Lord, the one who never sleeps through your pain, the one who does not miss a single sigh you hide in the night. I do not lie to you. I do not forget you. I do not ignore the moments when you feel as though no one understands you anymore. There are things you have carried in your heart for so long that you learn to live with them as if they were your destiny. You smile. You keep working. You talk with people. But inside you, there remains an emptiness that no hurried word of comfort can fill. I know that emptiness. I have stood beside you in the hours when you could not call out aloud. I have heard prayers that did not rise from your lips, but came from the deepest place of your heart. And today, I want you to know that love has never been lost in me. The person you miss, the one you once held with all your heart, the one whose absence has left in your life a silence that is not easy to name, has not been erased from my presence. Pure love does not vanish like dust in the wind. What is placed in my light is still preserved with a tenderness the world cannot fully understand. You have wondered whether they know you miss them, whether they see that you still hurt on days that seem normal, whether the words you whisper in silence reach anywhere at all. My child, I do not let your love fall into nothingness. I preserve what is sacred. I receive the tears. I know every trembling beat when their name suddenly returns in your memory. There were nights when you remained silent for a very long time, not because you had nothing left to say, but because the pain had gone beyond words. You tried to be strong because others needed you to stand firm. You tried not to mention it anymore because you feared people would think you had not moved on. You blamed yourself for still remembering, still hurting, still longing for a sign from heaven that such love had not been completely severed. But today I speak to you with the tenderness of a father. You are not wrong for loving deeply. You are not weak for missing them. You are not lacking in faith because tears still fall. There are wounds that need light, not shame. There are longings that need to be placed in my hands, not buried beneath a hard outer shell. I do not come to rebuke you because you still hurt. I come to hold you in the very place where your pain is deepest. What I am sending to you now is not meant to pull you back into despair, but to release you from the burden you have carried by yourself for too long. The one you love does not want you to remain forever in the darkness of loss. True love does not bind you in endless sorrow. True love longs for you to live, to breathe, to keep walking in peace, and to receive new days without feeling as though you are betraying old memories. You can keep gratitude and still be healed. You can remember and still be free. You can love and still open the door for joy to return. I am not taking what is precious from your heart. I only want to wash away the pain that has clung around that precious thing. So you no longer hold memory with weary, bleeding hands, but with the peace I give. Listen carefully to me. My child, you have not been left behind. Your life did not end at the place where you lost something dear. Your future was not buried together with what slipped from your hands. I still have new mornings for you, new roads, new laughter, new opportunities, and seasons of peace you have never tasted before. Perhaps you once thought that if you became joyful again, it would mean you had forgotten. That is not true. My beloved child, joy is not betrayal. Healing is not forgetfulness. Moving forward is not erasing love. Moving forward is trusting that I am merciful enough to hold what has passed in my hands, and powerful enough to lead you into what still lies ahead. I have seen your mind grow tired from questions that have no answers. I have seen you return to memories like someone standing before an old door, wanting to open it, yet fearing being overwhelmed again. I know there are days when only a song, a scent, a place, or a familiar hour can make your heart tighten. But my child, today I want you to give those fragments to me. Do not try to arrange every broken piece by yourself. Do not force yourself to understand everything before you can receive peace. There are kinds of healing that begin not with answers, but with falling into my arms and saying, Father, I cannot carry this by myself anymore. And when you hand it to me, I will not treat it as a burden. I will treat it as something precious that you have trusted into the hands of your Father from the holy place. Love is calling you back to life, not back to fear. Let this message touch the place within you that has been silent for too long. Let the layers of numbness melt beneath my light. Allow yourself to cry if you need to, but do not remain in tears. Allow yourself to remember, but do not let remembrance rule every day of your life. Allow yourself to be tender before me, for in my arms, tenderness does not make you small. It opens the way for grace to enter. I do not need you to pretend you are fine. I only need you to open your heart enough for me to begin doing what you cannot do for yourself. And as you continue walking after this moment, walk with gentleness toward yourself. Do not force your heart to heal in a single day. Do not condemn yourself when sadness suddenly returns. But do not build a home in grief as though that were your final dwelling place. I am calling you out of the darkness that became familiar, little by little, through the light of love. I will teach you to breathe again. I will teach you to smile without guilt. I will teach you to remember without collapsing. I will teach you to keep what was beautiful in your heart while still opening your hands to receive what is new. You are my child, and therefore you are not destined to live forever in the chains of loss. Receive this word with all the trust that remains in you, even if it is only as small as a spark. I can kindle a flame from that spark. I can turn silent crying into deep peace. I can make the room once heavy with memories become a place where you sense my presence. The one you miss is held in my care, and you are held in my arms right now. So, lift your head, my beloved child. I have heard you. I have seen you. I am with you. And from today, I begin leading you out of old pain, not with haste, but with enduring mercy, so that you may be free, at peace, and able to keep living in the light I have always had for you. For far too long, you have silently carried battles that no one truly saw. You have walked through many days with a smile on your lips, while inside you were heavy silences that were hard to name. You learned how to stand upright before the world, how to say you were fine, how to make others feel at ease. Even though many times you only wanted someone to hold you and say that you did not have to be strong anymore, I saw you in those moments. I saw you when the room became quiet, when the door closed, when no eyes were watching, and the tears you tried to hide finally fell. You thought they fell in loneliness, but not one of them fell outside my sight. I counted every tear, heard every sigh, and knew every wound you could not explain to anyone. My beloved child, I have never been indifferent to your sorrow. I have not stood far away watching you struggle in emptiness. I have not overlooked the nights when you called me in a voice so faint you barely had strength left to pray. In this very moment, I am drawing near to you with the gentleness of a father who never forgets his child. I do not come with blame. I do not come to tell you to forget quickly. I come to sit with you in the place where you hurt most, to place my light into the hidden corners that sorrow has occupied for too long. I want you to know that the emptiness you carry does not frighten me. Your unanswered questions do not drive me away. I am merciful enough to hold even the broken parts within you, patient enough to remain until your breathing becomes lighter. The person you love, the one who has left your reach in this world, is not lost in darkness. They are in my care, covered by light, upheld in peace, free from every pain you once feared for them. They are no longer bound by exhaustion, no longer carrying the heaviness that once wore them down, no longer walking through days of weakness as they did while they were among this life. And my child, let this touch the deepest place within your heart. The love they have for you was not severed by their departure. That love has been purified, expanded, placed within my peace, and they long for you to be healed. They have brought your name before me in love, like a gentle whisper saying, "Please touch the one who is still hurting." Therefore, do not think you are walking forward alone. I have never left you, even on days when you could no longer feel my nearness. I was there in your choked sobs. I was there in the mornings when you had to wake up, though your heart was still heavy as stone. I was there when you looked at a keepsake, heard a familiar sound, faced an empty space where that person should have been, and your whole inner world sank. I know the pain of memory. I know the weight of an empty chair, a call that no longer comes, words you still want to say, but no longer have someone to hear in the old way. But I also want you to know that my presence can enter even those places. I can soften what loss has hardened. I can light up what tears have covered. I can teach your heart to breathe again without betraying the love that has passed. My beloved child, the enemy of your peace has tried to sow into you the lie that you have been forgotten, that your life is now only the days after loss, that the most beautiful joy has been left behind and all you can do is live on memories. But I speak to you with a voice stronger than every lie. Good things still lie ahead of you. Your story has not closed. The pages of your life are still being written by my grace. You have passed through a painful chapter, but the painful chapter is not the whole book. I still have new mornings for you, new joys that will come gently, encounters that will support you, and moments that will make you smile without guilt for smiling. I know there is a part of you that fears becoming joyful again. You fear that if you laugh, it means you have forgotten. You fear that if you keep living, it means you are leaving that person behind. But my child, that is not the truth. True love does not require you to remain forever in sorrow in order to prove your loyalty. Holy remembrance does not force you to bind yourself to dark days. The one you love does not want you to live like a lamp kept covered. They want you to continue, not through forgetfulness, but through love transformed into strength. They want you to breathe more deeply, sleep more peacefully, open your heart more fully, and allow me to bring new life into the places you thought had been closed forever. You were never created to carry the weight of grief alone. I did not form you, so you would have to explain every loss to yourself in silence. Nor do I want you to stitch every broken piece together with trembling hands. You belong to me. That means you have a place to fall when you are tired, one who listens when you have no words left, and arms to hold you when you think you cannot stand for one more day. I will comfort you not with the noise of the world, but with a quiet, deep, wide peace that surpasses every argument. That peace will not erase memory, but it will make memory stop cutting into you like a blade. That peace will not force you to forget, but will teach you to remember with gratitude instead of with twisting pain. And yes, the one who has entered my arms still loves you. They love you with a love no longer limited by distance, time, or the words that were left unsaid. That love did not disappear on the day they left. It is preserved in me. Perhaps you still carry regrets. I still wonder what you should have done more, said sooner, or held more tightly. But today I want you to lay down that burden. You cannot change yesterday by condemning yourself today. You cannot bring them back by refusing the life I still place before you. Let me remove from you the guilt that does not belong to you. Let me lift from your shoulders the if only thoughts that have exhausted you for far too long. They do not want you imprisoned in regret. They do not want the love between you and them to become a dark room you are afraid to leave. They are in my peace, and they desire for you to have peace as well. They await the day of reunion in a hope no longer threatened by separation. The day when every distance is removed. The day when tears no longer blur your eyes. The day when the words left unsaid are fully understood in the light. But until that day, you still have a journey here. You still have breath. You still have purpose. You still have people who need your gentleness, places that need your light, and seasons of blessing I have not yet fully opened for you. So, let today become the day healing begins in a new way. Not the day you force yourself to forget, but the day you allow me to touch the pain you have held too tightly. Your hands have grown weary from holding the wound as if love would disappear if you let go. But my child, love does not disappear when you are healed. Memory is not betrayed when you find peace again. That person is not abandoned when you continue to live. Open your hands. Let my grace enter the place you have not dared to let anyone touch. Let me wash away the fears, soothe the regrets, and place within you a relief you have not believed you could feel for a long time. That loss shook you to the very foundation, but it did not destroy you. You are still here. You are still breathing. You are still listening. And the fact that you are still standing, even on days when standing only meant remaining silent, is proof that my hand is still upon your life. It was not by your own strength that you made it this far. I carried you through every stretch of the road, including the parts you do not remember how you survived. And this word has come to you not by chance. I am reminding you that heaven's clock is still moving, that your prayer has not vanished, and that the things you have silently asked for through tears are being held tenderly in my hands. Lift up your heart, my beloved child. Let your breathing become a little lighter. Allow yourself to live, to hope, to receive joy without guilt. I am releasing comfort, restoration, and the answers you have waited for in silence. I am opening doors of peace after seasons of pain. I am teaching you that love does not end in separation, and life in me is not overcome by death. You are loved. You are remembered. You are preserved. And from today, keep walking, not as one who has been left behind, but as one whose hand I am holding, until the day when everything you did not understand is placed in the full light of my presence. I will not let this year close in the same way it once opened in your tears, because I did not intend for sorrow to become the final line of your story. My beloved child, I have seen the days when you walked with a smile on your lips while your inner world felt heavy. I heard the sighs you tried to hide. I saw the nights when you turned your face toward the darkness so no one would know you were breaking. There were battles you told no one about, wounds you carried on your own, prayers you whispered so softly that even you thought they had dissolved into silence. But I never missed a single moment. What you sowed in tears, I will cause to bloom in light. What you endured in silence, I will answer with support so evident that you cannot doubt my own hand has done it. You entered this year with burdens no one could fully see, but you will not leave it with the same chains. I am bringing about a deep shift for your good. There are doors being opened again, barriers losing their power, delays that once exhausted you being removed from your path. I am breaking the lies that once made you shrink back in fear, the whispers saying you are not strong enough, not worthy enough, out of chances, unable to begin again. None of those things come from me. I am exposing them to the light, so you will no longer be bound by things that never had the right to define you. I am breathing new life into your spirit, so that where there was dryness, there will be vitality. Where there was silence, there will be song. And where there was darkness, hope will rise. I know you miss that person. I know there are longings that make no noise, yet run so deep that even a small memory can tighten your heart. I know there are days when you think you are all right. Then a scent, a song, or a familiar place suddenly pulls you back into moments you wish you could have held longer. You have wondered whether they know how much you still love them. You have wondered whether there was something you should have said, should have done. You should have changed while there was still time. But my child, hear me with all the tenderness of a father bending down to wipe your tears. True love is not buried by separation. What is loved in purity does not disappear from my care. That person is in my peace. And what you once shared has not been erased from the merciful remembrance of heaven. They do not want you to keep living in guilt. They do not want you to circle around old moments as though you could use pain to exchange for a different ending. I have covered the things that trouble you with my mercy. I saw your limits, saw what you did not know then, saw the circumstances your heart was not strong enough to carry. I do not stand before you as an accuser. I stand beside you as your father, the one who understands your pain more deeply than you can express. There are words left unsaid, embraces not given in time, days you wish you had been softer, closer, more present, but my mercy is greater than every unfinished thing. I can place peace into the places where you thought only regret remained. I can touch the memories that hurt you and turn them into gentle marks of love. No longer blades cutting into your heart. You are not weak when you cry. You are not lacking in trust when you miss someone. You have not failed simply because there are days when grief returns and makes you sit for a long while just to breathe. I created you with a heart that knows how to love deeply. And deep love cannot disappear overnight. But I also placed within you the strength to keep walking, not walking as though there had never been a loss, but walking with that love carried in peace. The one you love would not want to see you imprisoned forever in the room of regret. They would want you to live, to breathe more easily, to smile again, to open the door to new days without feeling as if you are betraying their memory. You do not forget them when you continue. You honor that love by allowing it to become a guiding light, not a rope pulling you down into sorrow. Therefore, do not fear the smile returning to your lips. Do not feel guilty when one day you wake up and find your heart a little lighter. That is not a sign that you love less. It is a sign that I am healing what you thought would remain fractured forever. When joy visits, receive it. When peace touches your shoulder, do not push it away because you think you are not yet allowed to rest from sorrow. I do not call you to stay in pain in order to prove love. Love does not require you to punish yourself in order to be real. Love is refined when you know how to carry what was precious and live better. Kinder, more grateful, and closer to me with every step that remains. A turning point is drawing near to your life, and it will come in a way that causes you to recognize that I am still writing this story with a powerful hand. Things that seemed unable to move will begin to shift. Places that have been stuck for too long will be released. Answers that seem delayed will begin to arrive at the right time. Pain is being lifted from you layer by layer, not through denial, but through restoration. The joy that is coming will not be shallow joy covering a wound, but joy with depth, joy that has passed through tears and can still bloom. You will cry again, but there will be different tears. Tears of relief, gratitude, peace, and recognition that I never left you. Even when you thought you had been abandoned in the long night. I know that right now, this may be hard for you to believe. When someone has become accustomed to loss, joy can sometimes frighten them too. When someone has waited too long, a promise can sound too beautiful to be true. But I do not speak to awaken a fragile hope and then leave you alone. I speak to call you back to the truth that I am still the one who makes all things new. You will smile again from the deepest place within you. Not a forced smile meant to hide sorrow, but a smile born from healing. You will feel light upon your days again. You will look ahead again and see more than fear. You will feel again that your life still holds beauty, still has purpose, and still contains good things waiting to be opened under my guidance. Stay close to me, my beloved child. Hold my hand more tightly when your heart trembles. Let me lead you through this passage of transition, where the old is being lifted away and the new is being formed. Do not close your heart because of what hurt you. Do not tell yourself that you cannot love, cannot rejoice, cannot hope again. I am watching over you from heaven to the place where you stand on earth. I am covering your steps with providence. I am guiding you through small signs, through deep peace, through doors that open at the right time, and through people sent to support you. You are not abandoned in this process of recovery. Every breath you regain, every day you rise, every time you choose to trust me instead of sinking into fear is part of the miracle now unfolding. What you are hearing right now is not merely a passing word of comfort. It is a sacred reminder that the next chapter of your life will not resemble the chapter that wounded you. I am writing new beauty over the pages you once thought were covered in ashes. I am the one who can take what is broken and build radiance from it. I am the one who can turn a place of mourning into a place where hope begins to sprout. I am the one who can cause memories that once made your throat tighten to become testimonies of love, of life, and of mercy that never runs dry. Let me do that for you. Let me lift you from the old season. Let me place a crown of victory upon the battles you have silently overcome. This year will not end with lonely tears as it once began. It will close with my mark, with my restoration, and with a new hope beginning to shine within you. You survived things that once seemed able to crush you. Yet, my beloved child, you are still here beneath my merciful gaze. You have passed through painful seasons not everyone could see. You have carried hidden wounds that words could never fully express. There were days when you thought your strength had run dry, yet you still tried to rise. Each morning you opened your eyes. Each time you kept taking one more step though your heart was still weary. Each time you walked through the fire without letting it completely consume your spirit. That was not a sign of weakness. It was my grace preserving you. It was the holy warmth of my presence still burning quietly within you. Even when you thought you could feel nothing but emptiness. Do not take lightly the fact that you are still standing. There are battles you have endured while others only saw your ordinary outward appearance. But I saw everything. I saw the nights when you lay still in the darkness, pressing your face into the pillow to hide your choked sobs. I saw you wipe your tears before dawn came, then put on a courageous face to step before the world as though nothing was hurting you. But my child, not one moment of those nights were you alone. When you thought no one heard, I heard. When you thought no one understood, I understood. When you thought you had been left in too long a silence, I was right there, closer than your breath, gently holding the things you did not have strength to name.